Peace to the gods. 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 It's been a minute. Tune in. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Tune in. It's been hectic since the last time I spoke to everyone. It's been a lot of changes occurring. YouTube changes, all types of changes has been occurring. Give me 1 second, 1 second. Sorry about that. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Today I'm just going to talk about the differences between riches and wealthy. A lot of people today are seeking to be rich instead of wealthy, and you should have a different mindset than just seeking riches. Many people have had riches and they've all been taken away. I've been what you call nigger rich, and it's been taken away. So riches are cool, but wealthy is what our aim should be. We should be trying to seek wealth. And I'm gonna explain the differences why you should be wanting to seek wealth as opposed to just riches. Riches can lead you to wealth, but it's not an absolute. But if you build wealth, that can be passed on generation after generation, and that's what we're facing right now. That's what we're going through. Those who are seeking riches are being told what to do. They're being dictated to by those who are wealthy. See, you can have a wealth of resources, have a wealth of information, you can have a wealth of knowledge. Can you have riches and knowledge, riches and wealth? Well, not riches and wealth. Riches and resources is rich in resources, but it's a wealth of resources means, to me, in my estimation, it means it's plentiful, it's a plethora, it's never ending, it's everlasting. Well, riches can be found on a ship, can be considered booty. Riches can be very minute things that have no long-term significance, is what I'm saying. So seeking wealth, end and be all, should be our aim and goal. Let's get this wealth. Like many, thank you for still rocking with the Church of Money, still subscribing, still coming on, checking with us. I appreciate that. Appreciate you checking with me, checking on me, commenting. I love the comments. So like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, today I'll be talking about riches and wealth, and then I'm gonna give you some current events, what's going on today. You should be preparing yourself. You really should be preparing yourself for now. If you're not preparing yourself, you should be prepared or preparing yourself, because we all know what's going on. We see it. You asked for it and you got it. You asked for this president and you got what you asked for. Now you see this president doesn't care anything about what you got going on individually with your rights, so on and so forth. That's why I was been preaching for 2 years. Establish your LLC, establish CPN, establish your EIN, establish your trust, establish all of these different things. Learn about them so you can establish them. I'm telling you, get your mindset right to learn about establishing those things, getting your hustle together, whatever your hustle is. Right now, this is the point that you got to get these things together. Your enemy is not who you think your enemy is. I've been telling you all that from the day one that I got on YouTube, bringing the message that it's all about this money. It's all about the money, the church, everything, Islam, Buddhism, anything, everything. It's all about the money. This is what this is, what it's all about, and it'll always be that way. I don't care if you're trying to practice socialism, capitalism, communism, any of the isms. It's going to boil down to the natural resources of the world. And that's what I'm talking about today. Wealth of resources, wealth of information, wealth of knowledge. That's where your mindset should be, not on the riches. Many of us accumulate riches very easily. Take one great idea, and that can accumulate you $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $100 million. But how are you going to transcend that one idea into a wealth of resources for everyone to benefit and use? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring more wealth, more resources to our community, just like everyone else is doing. You're not trying to build wealth, then you're in a way. That's what they're doing right now. They get all of you out the way, putting a divide in between you all, seeing who goes this way, who goes that way. Now they continue to operate and see who's who and what is what. Now they know who you are, where you stand, what your stance are. They can distinguish if you're this or if you're that. If you press a hard stance on this issue or you're soft on this issue, that's their draw. I've been telling you all from the beginning. They're drawing their line in the sand. When are you going to draw your line in the sand? When are you going to realize that it's all about the wealth and resources of the world? Yes, you can accumulate riches, many rappers, many artists, many ball players, many businessmen. Many people have riches. But how many people are truly wealthy? Can someone take their riches and can they the next day build it back up without no help? Just by the resources that they have, that they accumulated. Not many can do that. Many have their riches taken and they'll never achieve them again, because most people riches was given to them. And what I mean by give it to them, that you worked for someone else and they paid you a price for your services. Some of you got paid a high price for your services. Some of you don't get paid hardly anything for your services, but you get more output. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, share. No, I don't come on that often because why waste my time with people who don't listen? You're not going to listen. You're hard-headed. All of you. I don't care what color you are, white, black, doesn't matter. You're still fighting the same battle that we've been fighting over 100 years ago. Blacks are still trying to fight for a seat at the table that they never fought for. They always been asking for it. Whites now today are losing their seat at the table to foreigners coming in from other nations who our government are appeasing. So it's just it's chaos. It's It's chaos, chaos, chaos. Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for tuning in, Perry. Mr. Jones Jr. Peace, King Hot. Peace to the God. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'm just talking about the difference between riches and wealthy, and what we should be trying to obtain to get wealth and those resources, because there's no such thing as rich resources, rich rich knowledge. You don't even come, it doesn't even come off the tongue right. You see how we have a wealth of knowledge, we have a wealth of information, we have a wealth of resources. You see how that rolls off the tongue very easily, because that's what we used to have, but we lost through generations. But now we must obtain wealth again in order to survive. This is about survival. It's about survival. It's about survival of the fittest right now. They are, like I said earlier in the broadcast, they're created to divide. Now it's up to you to do what you have to do. You need to create your own resources and wealth. You need to see where the good water's at, where the bad water at, because that's what it's going to boil down to. How can I make sure I have clean drinking water? My neighbors have clean drinking water, those in my community. There ain't no game no more. I'm past the point where saying get your LLC, get your CPN. All those things been available to you. All you have to do is call, text, email. So all those things been available to you. So I'm gonna go over a few topics that's going on, current topics right now. My perspective and take on it, but it really boils down to your government is taking control of everything, the federal government, and it's up to each state individually now to withdraw from the federal government, because we don't actually need their help. They're creating a division. Our president, this president, not the past president, who they say created the divide, created the chaos. Now you can see who started this BS. If you don't understand it, you need to go do research and start researching the individual people who are putting out these stories. Just don't take the headline and go run with it. See who is writing the story. Then contact those persons about that story. Say, why are you disseminating this information if you don't have firsthand knowledge yourself? Why are you perpetuating the narrative? See, it's about freedom, people. It's about freedom of choice for each and every individual. That's why I always spoke about creating a trust. You must create your trust. I didn't even know it. I had to learn from someone else that I need a trust. But before I need a trust, I got to create some wealth so I can have something to put inside the trust. Excuse me. There's no use of having a trust, a foreign trust, not just any trust, a foreign trust that's untouchable by our government or any government. We want the same type of trust that they have. If they pierce our trust, then they must pierce their own trust. So we have to create an unpenetrable trust that our government also uses, an unpenetrable trust. So I'm not telling you to be anti-government, any of that. I'm telling you to be knowledgeable about what's going on in the world so you make good, positive decisions for yourself. Get on the money train. Get on the church of money train. Gain and acquire the knowledge to win out here. As you see, as an employee, you have to do certain things. So I'm not mad at the dictates or mandates or whatever they want to call them, or whatever term that they use. It is force, pretty much, primarily. That's what it is. It's force. They can disguise it in other terms, words, and so on and so have you, but mandate, dictate, See how it goes together? So that's really what it is. But if you as a private business owner doing your own business, you could do what you could follow the Constitution. That's first and foremost. Everybody must follow the Constitution. But that's what they want to eliminate, your constitutional right to protect yourself with that document, those documents. Some people don't like the Constitution. I would say a lot of people don't like the Constitution, primarily so-called African Americans who don't know much about the Constitution and how it will benefit them. That's what's crazy. If you only took the time to learn that Constitution and its protections, we could really stop a lot of the BS that's going on. From 90% of what's going on in government is unconstitutional on both sides. Trump, he preached the Constitution. Anybody that has knowledge of constitutional professors, constitutional scholars, they know that that's the document that is the supreme law of this land. They know that for a fact. So you have to know it. We've been ruled by rules, regulation, codes, and so on and so forth. That's what we're going through now, because we allow politicians to go too far. We haven't taken an interest. Once you put them in position, you stop taking an interest. So I'm gonna get into, that's my little soapbox diatribe, as they say. I'm gonna get into some read some few articles that's just been going on the past week. Atrocity after atrocity, atrocity after atrocity is really what I've been seeing. It's atrocity after atrocity. So like, subscribe, and share. Get your CPN, get your LLC formation, creation. I do all those things. You need novelty documents, so on and so forth. Get all those things. But like I said, I'm going to a few articles. And hopefully you get something out of this stuff. That I've been bringing this information. Others been bringing this information. I've been doing this since Urban Stream on Instagram. I'm the Church of Money on Instagram. Church of Money on YouTube. Church of Money pretty much anywhere, all formats. KJ, God of Money on Instagram. So check me out. Follow me. Subscribe, like, share. Like, subscribe, and share. Try to come on much as I can. It's really up to you all. If I get the views, I'll come on more. I'll bring you information. I'll bring you stuff on how to make money. How to take your CPN or your LLC or your credit score from 550 to 890 days, 6 months. It's not hard to do those things. Just got to be willing to make a few sacrifices here and there and build it up. But the primary thing we want to do is get an LLC and start learning a skill or craft. Start taking advantage of the bank's finance. That's what you want to really, the bank wants to be your friend. So put that pressure on these banks to start funding so-called African-American businesses. That's what you got to do. Got to go knock on the door. Create wealth. It's not over yet, people. They haven't sealed the coffin yet. They may have put 1 or 2 nails in it, but we still got ways to go before they seal it up. and put buried in the ground, some dirt on it. So we haven't got to that point. We still have an opportunity, chance, grow well, create well, get into the crypto space, the NFT space. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Read the article from the NFT space, read the article from the crypto space, read the article from the credit space, so on and so forth. And that's what it's about: creating wealth, safeguarding your property, safeguarding your health, safeguarding everything that you truly, really believe in. Don't fall victim to the narrative. The sky is falling. The sky is going to be falling for some because they fail to take heed. But for some, the sky is going to be limitless. They're going to go to the moon, just like Dr. Star Trek, Bill Shatner, William Shatner. Just went up in space. They're going to space. Cool. Let's not ruin the earth here, because we may still be here. Some of us will still be here. They want to go up in outer space and explore. Cool, great. I have no problem with that. I love it. I may even go myself, but right now I'm on Earth. I haven't dealt with this plane yet, and many of us haven't. So we got to develop and create generation after generation for this planet. So let me get into a few articles, man. Let's see what I got here. 59 million added to credit card debt since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. 59 million. Wow. Now this is a news article from the Southern Maryland Chronicle. 42% of U.S. adults with credit card debt, or about 59 million people, added to their credit card debt since March 2020. You hear that? According to a Bankrate.com report. Of those who accrued additional credit card debt during this time, 47%, or 28 million, said this debt was a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Looking ahead, less than 1/3 of U.S. adults with credit card debt expect to be free from it within a year. I can show you how to get free of your credit card debt. Within 90 days, 6 months, you can free your credit card debt. You don't have to have credit card debt. 59 million people don't know how to free themselves from the perils of credit card debt. While the likelihood of possessing credit card debt is consistent across cohorts, there are significant differences in terms of who added to their debt since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020. 52% of both Gen Zers, aged 18 and 24, and millennials, ages 25 to 40, with credit card debt added to their debt since March 2020. So most of you young people spending all your money on credit and more probably entertainment, parties, venues, clubs. You're not creating wealth with the debt. You can take credit card debt and create wealth with it. So many of you who have ruined your credit card debt at this point can clean it up, come back, and start creating wealth. That's what I learned to do. I did the same thing. I created debt for personal use, shoes, clothes, bills, I paid it. But then I realized that that's not how you use debt. You can use debt to buy property. You can use credit cards to buy or fund a deal. Didn't realize those things. I could use credit cards to fund a deal, fund my car lot. I can use my personal credit cards to fund my car lot. Since I can't get funding from the bank, they don't give me a traditional loan of 40, 50,000, but they'll give me a $20,000 credit card here, $20,000 credit card there, $20,000 credit card here, and another $30,000 credit card there. Combined, I had $100 and some thousand worth of credit. So now I have to turn that into cars to resell. I need a merchant account. So set up a merchant account, got my what you call co-brokering license, where I can sell cars wholesale. The state of Indiana allows that. And there's a couple other states that allow you co-brokering. And some states will allow you to even retail. So do your research. But go back to this. So that's compared to just 38% of Gen Xers, age 41 to 56, age 33% of baby boomers, ages 57 to 75. Additionally, among those who added to their credit card debt in this time, millennials and Gen Xers are the most likely, both 52%, blame the pandemic for the accumulation of additional debt compared to boomers and zoomers. Broadly, Americans have saved more and paid down debt over the past 18 months, but those improvements have not been distributed evenly, said Ross when senior industry analyst at bankrate.com. So, a substantial percent of Americans are faring much worse financially, and that sometimes gets lost in the macro trends. That's what I'm telling you. Right now, many of you quitting your jobs because they're forcing you and everything to do this and that. But now's the time to start your own little small business. Create an LLC, cook out your house, sell dinners, learn how to create your Facebook page to sell dinners, learn how to make something to build. Barbecue grills, barrels. There's a lot of things we can do to generate cash flow to build our communities, or get out of the communities and build new beginnings. Farming, agriculture, construction, trades. Those are things we need to know. Building trades and construction. And I want to show you, go to a brother by the name of Pastor Dow. Check his YouTube channel. I'm going to shout out Pastor Dow. He's built a whole community, not just in his state of Tennessee, but he's helped others prepare for what's to come today. He got them prepared. All their communities, they have water. They have their own food. They have their own land. So any pandemic or crisis that comes, they're covered. As this, think that what the scriptures say? Follow scripture. Not that I agree with everything in the scripture but he followed the scriptures and is buried the fruit. I'm not mad at that. That's what is supposed to be done. No matter how you view the book, he worked the book. Now he has land, food, shelter, all the necessities. Electricity, you got the right generators, you got the right solar system. You don't even need the grid electricity. You create your own. So back to this. More than half, 54% of U.S. adults carry credit card debt from month to month. further, 50% of that group has been in credit card debt for at least a year, including 32% who have been in credit card debt for at least 2 years, and 14% for at least 5 years. Over the last 7 years, I have 8 years, I've accumulated any debt, any of that. I returned everything back to where it belonged, so I could start a fresh start to use debt the right way, not for using debt to buy me a new Mercedes. That's not what I use debt for, to buy me a new Rolex, to put it on my credit card. That's not what I use debt for. We're not using debt for those things. We're using debt to build wealth, resources. That's what we use debt for. That's how all the companies are built, off debt, to generate cash flow, revenue, and pay salaries, to run the company, to generate more cash flow. It's very easy. Very easy. Yeah, very easy. So yeah, let's build that wealth. Gotta build that wealth. Let's continue with it. Credit card debt is more prevalent among middle income households. Hold on a second. Got a little cold. Now, I haven't been eating the proper nutrition. Been traveling about the last 6 months. I haven't been eating the proper nutrition when I'm on this road. And that's important. As I speak about nutrition all the time, and health, because you can build wealth, but our health, you can't enjoy it. So I want to be able to enjoy my wealth with my health. That's why it's important to me to watch what I put in this God body. As Mr. Kyrie Irving was saying, this is my God body. I have to protect this God body. You only get one God body. You don't get no other God bodies. You only get one God body. So I'll try to make sure my God body stays in optimal shape best as I can. So that's important. It should be important for everyone, man, woman, and child. That's what to eat. Don't be a glutton, because you can eat yourself to death. Love of food. Too much love of anything will kill you. A lot of people want love. I always tell them, love, be careful with love. I like respect. I take respect before give me the love. What I learned in my 50 years on the planet, people can love you, but they can kill you. I never seen people kill people they respect until they lost respect for that person. Then that was it. Once you lose respect for a person, you don't give a damn about them, thing, or situation. When you have respect for someone, you won't steal from them, you won't hurt them, you're gonna harm them. So be careful with the word love. Learn respect before you love. You give something too much love, it dies and withers away. So the word respect in your vocabulary. Respect your neighborhood, respect your neighbor, respect that woman, respect that child, respect that man, respect the earth, respect everything you come into contact with. And then when they disrespect that which you respect, then you go all out and knock their block off for disrespecting what you're respecting. You live on principles, you'll stand on something. But if you don't live on principles, you'll fall for anything. Let's get back to the credit. 61% of middle income households possess credit card debt, compared with 54% of lower income households. Well, that's a lot. I don't like they do comparisons like that. Most poor people don't have knowledge about credit. Most middle income people have knowledge about credit, so therefore they would have more credit card debt than lower income people. Lower income people are not accustomed to using credit. They have to be taught how to use credit. Well, middle income people, they've been somewhat assuaged with credit, learned how to use credit, but they don't know how to use it because they're in debt. That's why they have more debt than a lower income person. So be careful with articles like this. And 50% of the highest earning households earning 80% or more annually. So the highest earning households with credit card debt are more likely to have been in the red for at least 5 years. So most of your people who got all the fancy shiny things, the higher earner, they've been in debt over 5 years. So the richer you are, the more debt personal debt you possess. See, debt is not bad. Business debt is great. That's what I'm trying to teach you to accumulate business debt. Forego your personal debt and use business debt. While only 30% of those who credit card debt expect to be free from it within a year, that figure increases to 60% within 5 years. However, 28% of credit card debtors think it will take longer than 5 years to be free from credit card debt, including 5% who expect to die with credit card debt. In addition, 12% don't know when they will be able to pay off their credit card debt. So, credit card debt remains a taboo subject, with just over half, 53% of current credit card debtors saying they are comfortable discussing their debt with family members and close friends. Credit card debtors were more likely to say they will be comfortable discussing their views on COVID-19 protocols, their religious views, their health, their political views, and their weight. The only topic credit card debtors considered more taboo than their debt was their love life. Motherfucker they don't want to talk about how much punani they getting or lack thereof. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the sex situation. I talk about it all. It doesn't matter to me. You get the money, you get the honeys. The women who got the money, they can't find a man who want a husband, who wants to be they can't find a husband. A poor woman will find a husband faster than a rich woman would, flat out. A fine broke woman will find a husband faster than a fine rich woman any day, flat out. So I'm not gonna get into the topic of all these guys talking about that. That's just the way it is. Women can't have your cake and eat it too. Men can. It's just the way it goes. You try to change it, make it fair, whatever have you. All you're gonna do is throw a balance of society. which we at now, especially in so-called black community. So when you throw the balance one way or the other, it's chaos. That's why it's no harmony. You can't have both sides on the playing field. Somebody's got to protect the home front. So you got both parties in the home out there on the playing field, thinking that the pot is going to be bigger. It hasn't increased. It hasn't increased. When one man was, the wife was at home taking care of the kids, and the husband was out doing all the major work or bringing home so-called bacon. We haven't increased from that time. So putting the two people out into the workforce hasn't increased the bag, so to say, for so-called black people. The woman going out working, the man going out working. The bag, I don't see everybody, I don't see tons of mansions and black people in tons of mansions. So that formula that they pushed on us is not working. So we got to go change the formula again, go back to the original, like Coke. They tried to change the formula, had to go back to the original, and then they started making money again. So we got to go back to the original formula. All the little towns we had all across the nation before the 1860s that was doing great, before we got government intervention, before they started stomping down and get jealous of our wealth that we were creating, resources that we were generating, before those things happened, we got to go back to the original formula. Once we get back to the original formula, like Coke, like I said, like Coke, then we'll start prospering again. We're prospering now individually. There's some, but during those times before the 1860s and those so-called black communities at that time, everybody was flourishing. Everybody was flourishing. It just wasn't this guy, Dr. So-and-so, the guy who invented this or invented that, Banneker, or him and those. No, the whole community was flourishing. You can go from Florida to California. Before the 1860s, they told y'all such lies. Before the 1860s, so-called black people here in America, we were doing our thing up until the 1920s. Let's say up to 1921. 1920s, that's when everything started taking a turn for the worse for so-called black people here in America. More government intervention, more government this and that, and there you go for the so-called blacks. You don't see us in Congress at those times. We were doing better then. We had positions in Congress all that now today, and we still only contain 1% of the wealth that this earth has. Even during that time, we had more wealth than we have currently today on a per capita basis. So we might have a Tyler Perry, might have an Oprah Winfrey, might have a Kanye, a Jay-Z. We might have all these different so-called rich people. That's what I tell you, they ain't creating wealth though. They create riches. That's why I go back to the beginning of the video. I talk about the difference between riches and wealth. Yeah, we got a lot of rich so-called black people. That's what we all striving to be, rich, but not me. I'm striving to be wealthy, generational wealth. And that's what some of them are doing. A Kanye, a Jay-Z, they learned to understand it because they've been in the company of the Jews now. See, once you've been in the company of the Jews, you start understanding how this shit go. Then you start taking a different place and stance on certain issues and things because you realize that, I'm up here with playing with the big boys. Now they view the thing different than what the common person views. So this game is about wealth. It's about conquering nations and taking over other nations. A game of risk and chance. So you playing the game wrong. We all been playing the game wrong. I don't care what position these people in right now today, they're still playing the game wrong. They got riches. That's what they have. They have riches. And if that's what you all about, they'll give you that. That ain't nothing, because you don't have no political. You can't take a political stance. You can't. You can't speak about the things, the issues that you want to speak about. They'll give you that, but you can't be you. So, but when you create riches, when you create wealth, you can be you, because ain't nobody gave you that. You and your team built that. You and your family built that. You created. You took whatever it is. And you understood that we have to control this, and that's what they do. That's what the Jews learned that from the beginning. So-called Jews. I mean, we know who the real Jews are. The so-called Jews. From the beginning, they took it from the beginning. Flew off with it. Said, "Whoa, if we control the industries of things, then we'll always be in power." That's what they understood, and that's what they used that to their advantage. And I'm not mad at them. I applaud them, and I'm glad that I learned how the system works as well. I can't be mad at the Jews because they took advantage and set themselves up in a place that make them superior, and they put it in a place where they're the superior race, so-called Jews. We know who the real Jews are. I'm gonna keep repeating that. They have set it up, but they control all industries in every country. How can you be mad at that? And they're a small group, but they made sure that they created wealth forever and ever and ever. I can't be mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I admire that. I'm actually jealous of that. That we once did that as a people, then we lost our way for government handouts, government assistance, government program this, government program that. I don't need none of that. You don't need none of that. What you need is each other, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your aunts, your uncles, your children. That's what you need. That's how you build generational wealth, family business. I'm talking family business. You dig? You speaking about family business? No, you ain't speaking about family business. You want to go work for somebody else's company, build their wealth, help them build their wealth, build their success, have their families with fat Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners, so on and so forth, New Year's, blowing for fireworks in the sky, celebrating like it's no tomorrow. So you need to create that wealth. That's what I'm about. I don't care about today's Mercedes. I don't care about today's diamond chain with my name emblazoned all over it. I did that when I was 18, 19 years old. I'm 50 today. I see 50-year-olds doing the same thing as 19 and 20-year-olds. They supposed to be an example. These niggas is no example. These niggas are bullshit. Everybody y'all look at. Jay-Z. Look at this nigga walking around with his shit hair going crazy like you a billionaire. What kind of example you showing to the young brothers? Kanye. Nigga flying off the handle, this and that. Drake. All these niggas are bad examples. Every last one of them. I ain't seen no good examples. They ain't showing you how to create wealth. They showing you their wealth. But y'all don't want to learn how to create wealth. I got a whole channel full of wealth of how to do this, how to do that, how to build wealth. That's what this whole channel about. I don't care about what they got going on today. It don't affect me one way or the other. I don't pay no attention to the noise. That's their noise. I turned off the TV. I don't need that. They ain't teaching me nothing from that. What I need TV for? I got phones, I got computers. I need to learn. I need how to build wealth, build success, become my family wealthy, so we can create products that the world use, that we can create food that the world can eat. Sustainable growth. I ain't with this thing called socialism. I'm a capitalist through and through. The Church of Money is capitalist. We're a capitalist organization. We're a capitalist church. Because it's about wealth creation. It's about risk and domination. That's what's happening. We've been dominated. You've been dominated by people who don't look like you. And you don't have any alliances, agreements with them. It's okay to have an ally who has more force than you, but you have to let that ally know, I ain't no punk either now. Like, we will fight to the death if it comes to that. You did? That's what you have to understand. That's what you must make them understand. See, certain nations around the world, they have got to understand that. But they have to get to that point, like, you bigger, you're more powerful than us, but we're not no punks. And you're not just on roughshod. That's what's going on right now. You have the individual freedoms that you must stand up for. Stand up for your individual freedoms, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. It's been 30 days since I came out here. When I come, I'm coming to bring you pertinent information that's still applicable today. You can wholesale cars. You can take $2,000-$3,000. That ain't a lot of money. But you can buy somebody wreck and sell it to somebody else who need reliable transportation. There's many ways to get it, people. PPP money, you gone now, getting locked up for it. It's gone. Y'all blew through it, didn't create no wealth with it. I seen a lot, like I said, seen a lot of flashing riches though. They were flashing riches. Now you're going to jail for that stuff. Told you not to mess with that. Told you leave that PPP money alone. All that stuff that was going through the pandemic, could have did it the right way and been A1 on top of your game. Some did it. Credit card debt can be particularly harmful and persistent because the average interest rate is north of 16%. If you're struggling with credit card debt, consider contacting nonprofit credit counseling agencies such as Money Management International, Green Path. Don't contact them, contact me. I'll get you out your credit card debt. You got mass credit card debt, contact me. I'll get you out. Go back. So I read this article. You don't have to have all that debt. First of all, they never lent you any money. That's first and foremost. See, when they go attack the debt that you have, they're not talking that way. See, they're not telling them, show me where you gave me the money. And where did you get the money to lend to me? Where did it come from? They never, first and foremost, they never gave you any money. So that's how you attack these credit bureaus or these card companies who've given you these digits on a card that you can go transfer to whatever company that offered that service, a MasterCard or Visa slot that you can stick it in, which these companies never provided any money to you. So if you read the Constitution, you read financial laws and everything, the Constitution tell you what gold money is. It's gold and silver. The United States Code tell you what money is. Gold and silver. So if they put digits in your account, tell them where the original, to ask them to show you where the money come from. They can't show you the money. So therefore you don't owe them a dime. And that's legal. It's not nothing illegal. You can do the math, as they say, do the research. If you need the information, I have it. Everything comes with a cost. Like I said, everything comes with a cost. Everything. If it doesn't have a cost, it ain't worth having. If it doesn't have a cost, I don't want it. I walk right by it. And they handing stuff out, I walk by it. Most of you all, when you go through the grocery store, they give you them little piggly wigglies in the stick and all that. Oh, let me taste it. Oh, let me taste it. Oh, let me taste it. I walk right by it. If it don't have a cost, I don't want it. See, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all like handouts. And then those handouts come with a cost. Everything that the people, government, whoever give you for free, best believe there's a cost behind it. The free bomber phone that they used to give out, they still give out the free phone. There's a cost for that phone. You just didn't pay it up front. There was a cost somewhere. You may not have got the cost directly, but there was a cost. So I'm done with that article. Let me move on to the second article. You go back and read this article yourself. Article 59 million added to credit card debt since beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. So you can go back and read that article. It's the Southern Maryland Chronicle. And we go move on to another article. And this one is like these things I come across. Let me. I want to read this. I was going to read this one. Read this one. This one's like talking about the wealthy, because we got to transcend from our state to where we at. We got to learn how to do this, even though it's crunch time, like it's the end, but it could be a new beginning for us. It's the end for them, maybe a new beginning for us, because it's definitely coming to a point where it's two sides now. So you got two sides. Who gonna service the unside? Who gonna serve the VA side? You understand? It's two sides now. They have created a division. So what the learned will do is make money off of it all. That's what the learned will do. They make money off the chaos of it all. And then they quarter themselves off away from the BS. That's what you do, because they ain't gonna stop. Don't think this gonna stop. This not gonna stop. Let's explain how the wealthy avoid. The wealthy may avoid 163 billion in taxes every year. Here's how they do it. The wealthiest Americans may be avoiding 163 billion in income tax every year, according to a report from the U.S. Department of Treasury. While U.S. tax brackets increase by income, the ultra wealthy often leverages laws to reduce how much they owe. Financial experts cover some of the most popular tax avoidance strategies. You see that? The wealthiest Americans may be dodging as much as 163 billion in income taxes every year, according to the U.S. Department of Treasury. And many leverage tax laws to do it legally. You hear that? Financial experts say. Although U.S. levies increase with income, the ultra wealthy often finesse the tax code to reduce how much they owe. And that's why we're facing, when you get a wage increase on your job, now McDonald's paying $20 an hour, Walmart, all the places, $20 an hour. They get wealthier. They get wealthier. Your food costs go up. Now your hamburger more, car costs more, gas costs more, all that costs more. So anytime our government try to go after the wealthy, the rich, they just find a better tax haven to avoid paying those additional taxes. And what they do is pass that cost on to you, the small guy. That's why it's incumbent upon us as a people. We need to start producing our own watermelons with seeds. They got ones, they got producing without. We need our own grapes again with seeds. They made them without. And you like them without it. And it's not even real food. They're giving you fake food. Now they got you putting the hokey pokey in your arm and wiggle it all around. It's time to create wealth, people. You want to create wealth, it's your time now. You may have to start from the ground up, but it ain't going to be the end. So you got time. It's going to be the end for those who don't have knowledge of self, that the God in them. For those who don't know that, it's the end for them. But for us who know who we are and what we about, it's the beginning. Let me continue. And some billionaires, such as Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, pay little to no taxes compared with their wealth. You hear that? They pay little to no taxes compared to their wealth. As long as you are adhering to the law, everything's fair game. That's all I'm explaining to you. The Constitution is the law. Constitution is the law. Learn your state constitution, the very first one they ever put on the books. That's the original constitution of your state. Learn it, live it, apply it. As long as you're adhering to the law, everything's fair game, said certified financial planner Sharif Muhammad, founder and CEO of Unlimited Financial Services in Somerset, New Jersey. More from personal finance. While most Americans earn money through labor, such as salaries and benefits, the super affluent may receive income from interest, dividends, capital gains, or rent from investments known as capital income. That's why I always have been explaining, create an LLC. I told you, if you need help with your LLC, contact me. The details in the description below. I kind of show you how to set up an LLC. It take you from LLC to funding, from funding to your own personal properties, so on and so forth. It's not hard. It just takes persistence to do it. You gotta follow the script of the wealthy. Stop listening to people who have wealth. Stop listening to people who call themselves rich. All these people who call themselves rich, they don't know shit. All these people say they rich. They don't know shit. It's cool to be rich. I'm not knocking riches. Don't let me make the point clear. I'm for making money, capitalist system. But riches are short-lived. Wealth is long-term. That's why they have a wealth advisor. They don't have a rich advisor. They have a wealth advisor, somebody who's going to teach you in how to maintain your wealth. But you want rich advisors. You want 5 Bentleys in your garage, Range Rover, pool, change with your ice on all of them. That is cool after you obtain wealth, not while you're becoming rich. I've been rich. I've been rich in the streets. I've been rich on paper. I became broke both times because I did not understand wealth. I didn't have financial literacy. So you must learn financial literacy so you can create wealth. And that's why the rich don't pay any taxes, little to no taxes compared to their wealth, as the article said. Everyday Americans typically cover taxes through their paychecks, though the 1% may not see income on their tax returns because they can delay selling investments or use losses to offset capital gains. You hear that? For example, an executive may receive stock-based compensation, and when it's time to sell, they may sell other losing investments the same year to zero out the taxable growth, Muhammad said. Say they're offsetting their losses with their wins. Another popular tactic, asset-based lending, allows the wealthy to borrow money against their portfolio when they need cash. So what they're saying right there is, I have 5 investment properties, multi-unit properties. I can get a loan against those properties. And then while you have a loan, you don't pay taxes on money that you owe. You only pay taxes on the money that you earn. So that's why business debt is great to have, not personal debt. You want business debt. Business debt, there's nothing wrong with it. You want as much as you can possibly accumulate. As much as the banks will allow you to have, continue to accumulate the bank's money and use it for your purposes to buy this, that business, this business, that business. And if those businesses fail, you file bankruptcy. Or you use your tax strategies that's available to you from your advisors. Another popular tactic, I'm going to repeat this, another popular tactic, asset-based lending allows the wealthy to borrow against their portfolio when they need cash, eliminating the need to sell appreciated investments that may incur gains. Hear that? Plus, the portfolio loan isn't taxable or reported on a tax return. You see, he just said what I just said. Long as you owe, you can have, say, McDonald's. It's creating millions and millions of dollars every year from your site location. If you own the property there, the real estate, you don't pay any taxes on the real estate. Actually, depreciation, get all the depreciation from that real estate. That's why McDonald's Corporation, Ray Kroc, the founder, he's not the initial founder, but Ray Kroc, who stole it from the original McDonald's brothers, he learned that. That's why he started buying the real estate of each McDonald's that he threw up, and then he leased it to the operator, the franchisee. Couldn't have been a better deal. They have to pay for the land, the operation, use, and everything. All the cost goes to them. He just accumulating wealth while they're creating riches. See how that goes? Yes, I'll make you rich. I'm gonna make me wealthy. That's probably one of the most prominent ways they are able to keep that income off the purview of the IRS. You hear that? The IRS comes snooping around, you see that, they keep moving. They don't have no right anyway. When you playing their game, this game here, they're gonna come check. Now you can roll privately, like I was saying earlier, but you ain't gonna be able to create super amounts of wealth. Not in this capitalistic system. You can create a little private little wealth. using the Constitution. If you want to play in their game, this capitalist game, they're gonna be trying to get those code infractions against you. So just take heed of that. There's two sides to this coin. Now you can play the game and take the profits and put it in private trust. That's what I suggest you do in this game. Play the game on this side, the LLC, this S Corp, C Corp, then your individual wealth, you set up a family trust. Transfer that corporation, funds, and so on and so forth to the family trust. You even have corporations that are trusts, so you can even do that. But it's still going to operate when you create those companies to sell burgers or gym shoes or whatever widget, gadget you come up with, so on and so forth. The affluent often holds assets until death. Avoid capital gain taxes by passing property to heirs. It's another tactic. They pass it on. The value of inherited property generally adjusts to what it's worth on the date of death, known as step-up, step-in basis. President Joe Biden has called for taxing gains at death with an exemption for growth less than $1 million for single fathers and $2.5 million for married couples. However, House Democrats dropped the measure from their $3.5 trillion spending plan last week. They're trying to get this deal done, so they had to drop a few of the key points that they wanted to add in that bill. For the ultra wealthy, it's now about income tax, said Lisa Feathergill, CFP and National Director of Wealth Planning at Comerica Wealth Management in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The wealth transfer tax is just as important. So they passing their wealth on to their heirs. When someone passes wealth to heirs or getting assets during life, they may be subject to a 40% federal and state or gift taxes for property worth more than $11.7 million for individuals and $23.4 million for married couples, thanks to former President Donald Trump's 2017 tax overhaul. See, Trump, he's making it for you become wealthy. You can keep some of your money. Democrats, then you can become wealthy, they gonna take all your money. I don't want to change the game in the middle of me. These thresholds will decrease to about 6 million, 2 million after 2025. House Democrats want to drop the exemption to 5 million to help fund their spending plan. See that? In the meantime, wealthy families are making gifts to reduce their taxable estates ahead of the 2026 deadline. They also use estate planning strategies such as so-called dynasty trusts, what I tell you, which allow families to pass wealth from generation to generation without the risk of incurring estate taxes at each death. Wow. Hear that? What did I just say? Family trust. Family trust. House Democrats have proposed reeling in some of these popular techniques to help fund their budget plans. See that? Those who are philanthropic may also make charitable gifts, allowing donors to claim a federal write-off if they itemize tax deductions. So you can send it over here, and itemize it as tax deduction. Send it to my daughter's charity. Send 100 million over there. Wealthy families may give to a so-called donor advised fund, which benefits the charity over time. Those making larger gifts who want more control may set up a private foundation. Excuse me. So like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for tuning in. Go back and watch the video if you need CPN, credit repair, LLC formation, LLC documentation. You need a 6-figure business kit, how to obtain loans, so on and so forth. The description below. Come and see me. Like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you tune in. This is my notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm coming on, because I don't even know when I'm coming on, just when I feel like it. So that's what this world's about. Do what you feel. They letting you do what you feel, so I do what I feel. I feel I'll be on maybe in a few days. Peace to the gods. Like, subscribe, and share. Love, everyone.